What's up, Lorehounds? iTZKooPA here outside the League of Legends booth. They got a big tourney going on in there, giving away some swag. Yep. So I'm here with Travis George, the lead producer on League of Legends, and you guys are showing off Dominion, which is your big new map game mode thing we got going on. So you get rid of the Summoner's Rift and you replace it with a giant circle and just throw people in there and say go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we didn't get rid of Summoner's Rift,
sorry.
But but yeah, Dominion is our brand new game mode on an all new map, and players have been asking for a new map for a little bit of time, and we sat down and we said, let's make a new map. And as we started working on it, we were like, well, you know what, we can do more than this, and let's give players a whole new experience. And so, kind of part of that experience, like you said, is just go, right? Dominion is super fast paced. There's no laning phase. It's about 20 minutes. Tons of back and forth action. It's a really, really unique experience. It's a capture and hold based.
So it really changed up the hero dynamics because it's no longer about it's certainly not about farming, and it's not about just always survivability. I mean, sometimes you're just going to go in there just to delay them for 2 seconds and you die.
Yeah, so one of the big things that we wanted to do is make sure that every champion was available on Dominion and viable, right? And viable may mean
small feat.
Viable may mean something different than on Summoner's Rift, right? So there's a lot of really cool dynamics there that players are going to really be able to rediscover cool things about their favorite champions.
What's your lesson for players that are maybe just joining League of Legends with this release?
Well, the one thing is obviously, learn champions, play a lot of different champions, because ultimately at the end of the day, the champions are kind of the core of League of Legends, right? And then the things they do can be applied to a lot of different situations. So my advice to new players who are just joining to play Dominion is, get in, don't be afraid to be a hero, right? It's so common in MOBA games where death is really, really, really bad, and actually in Dominion, death can be really good, right? If you're holding off 3 people on a capture point, right, that's really heroic, can turn the game around for you. And so don't be afraid to do the thing that's right for the team to win, right? It's not just about how many kills you get, it's about, did your team ultimately win the game?
So is the death penalty lessen then in Dominion, like a lot less?
Yeah, so death is a lot less penalizing. The respawn timers are actually consistent, so it doesn't scale up the further the game goes on. And also one of the things too, it gives the other team less gold when you die, right? So it's not as penalizing.
Do you expect a lot of builds to change in the new game mode?
Well, one of the things that we did is to make sure that all the champions were viable and fun and everything, is we did a lot of game balance through itemization. So we removed a lot of items from classic Summoner's Rift and Twisted Treeline and created new items for Dominion, which, as you mentioned, you can see. But yeah, the builds will be tailored much more. I expect there will be a lot of builds for classic League of Legends and Dominion separately.
Do you expect Dominion to be as competitive as League of Legends in the professional gaming sense? Because LOL's gotten huge in professional gaming.
Right. Well, actually, one of the really cool things is we were at Gamescom last week, and we were that was the same site as one of the Intel Extreme Master Series tops, which is the ESLs, which is pretty much the premier esports event. And we had a lot of top teams in between their games of Classic League of Legends come by and play Dominion, and we got really favorable reactions. Initially out of the gate, we're going to launch it. We're going to see how people react to it. We'll get ranked games going at some point, right? So the competitive scene won't start right away because it's a brand new way of playing. But I personally want to see Dominion in competitive events.
So one of the big things in Summoner's Rift is actually the idea of creep and the neutral monsters. You can go get their buffs and stuff like that. That's gone in Dominion, right? And you've replaced it with other environmental effects?
Yeah, one of the things is, again, Dominion's so fast-paced. We initially had jungle creeps in the middle, and we had this thing where you fight 30 seconds, you fight some mob X, Y, or Z, right, to get a buff. Well, in Dominion, you can be doing that, or the other team could be capturing a point. And that was a really bad decision to have to make as a player. And so we didn't think that 30 seconds killing a mob in a 20-minute game was worth it, right? And so what we did is we replaced it with a lot of relics and shrines. So these are things that you run over, you pick up health and mana. There's several speed shrines where you just run through them. And there's a really powerful relic in the middle that you actually have to capture, and so you can actually force some conflict in there. And the other benefit is
the new Baron.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. We actually put Baron Nashor in the middle at one point just for fun, and it wasn't very cool. We really wanted to make the middle this really opportunistic place, so it's shortest path to get to places, and there's these powerful relics and buffs that can help you, but there's no vision, and there's a lot of windy corridors in there, so it can be really dangerous in there at the same time.
The traps.
Yeah. Yeah, so well, just enemy champions also doing the same thing. So it's a really fun mechanic, we think.
What do you guys? So I mean, we have the 5 capture points around. There's no towers. There's no such thing as towers. So do they actually hurt in any way if I'm capturing it, or is it just I stand there and take it?
Well, so the capture points have defense mechanisms, but you can't destroy them, right? So the capture point itself, if it's, let's say you control a capture point and I'm attacking it, it'll attack me if I'm on the actual point.
The game looks fantastic. You guys did a lot for the new game mode. You know, congratulations on all the wild success you've had. I remember coming here 2 years ago, you had the little booth, and now here you are, one of the biggest ones here. Yeah. So, I mean, just keep it coming. We love it. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much.